it was just a really eye-opening experience, like a different kind of education that I think is so important for kids and adults.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Good morning, Kelly Clarkson. How are you doing today?
I am so good. I'm having a great morning. How are you doing?
Well, we're okay, other than the fact we're landlocked and we'd rather be on a Norwegian ship right now, to be honest. But that'll happen sooner or later, right?
I know. Actually, two of my friends are about to go on a cruise, and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like for you.
Good for you.
You have to work. You have to kind of work right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let me bring everyone up to speed. We were the original godparents of Norwegian Bliss, and then Kelly Clarkson,
Encore.
of course, came on board as the godparent for Norwegian Encore. And then we just announced Katy Perry as the godparent of Norwegian Prima.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I feel like I should learn how to sing. I don't know how to perform.
Well, you do help a lot of us singers. So I think we're all in the same pool.
What's really cool about this conversation with Kelly, let's direct it to Norwegian Cruise Line's incredible program called Giving Joy. You know, we love our educators. We celebrate our teachers all the time. And I know that your mother was an educator, and of course you have kids that need to be educated. And so talk about Giving Joy and how we're going to get together really soon on Norwegian Prima to celebrate our teachers.
Well, it was really cool because I had this opportunity because I work with Norwegian as you do, but I also have this TV show, right? And we always help out educators on the show. We're big about that since I first started the show 3 seasons ago, or one, I don't know how many seasons. Anyway, and so I thought it would be cool. They had this Giving Joy program already, and we always do a teacher appreciation thing like all the time throughout the year, but then there's actual like teacher appreciation week. So we thought it would be cool. And we surprised all, I think it was like 20 teachers on my show, and we gave them, the students had to nominate their teachers, and it was really cool. So they all showed up with the student and the teacher, and then they got surprised with cruises. And it's kind of a really cool thing because I think I'm from a small town, right? I'm from a small town. And I think it's really important to get outside of your bubble. And once I started traveling after winning Idol, like at 19 or 20, I literally opened up my horizons, like culturally speaking, like, we don't speak many, if you speak a different language in this country, like where I'm from, it's usually Spanish, but like you go all over the world and all these people know different languages, and they're just so cultured because everything is so close, all these different countries. In America, we're just like this one country right here, right? And there's not as much diversity. There is, I guess if you like New York and in LA, but it was just a really eye-opening experience, like a different kind of education that I think is so important for kids and adults. And so it was just a really kind of no-brainer with the Giving Joy thing about bringing educators on this boat, surprising them with a trip to like take them to different parts of the world. It's taking out of like, it's setting off from Galveston, I believe, in Texas. And so I'm doing a show there, like for the teachers, and then they're like all kind of going off, and it's cool because they'll be educated about places they've never been, but also they get to bring that knowledge back. And I think it's really important to teach kids like that, because not all kids, my mom's a teacher and I learned this at a very young age. We all don't learn the same, right? And then some of us immersively like learn better. So it's cool to bring those experiences and also bring those ideas to other like families of like, this is a thing you could save up for and like go on a trip. And so, it's a different kind of education. Like traveling is a completely different kind of education that's still just as important, I think.
You know what's funny? When my son was in first grade, his first grade teacher, because I would pull him out a lot to travel and stuff, and I would say, oh, I'm so afraid he's missing all this school. And she always said to me, one of the best things he's going to learn is when you take him and you travel with him and you teach him all these other things from all over the world and all these experiences. She says he is going to learn so much. And that's always stuck with me. I always thought that was important.
100%. It really is like just as important of an education. And my kids, like I pull them out. I picked the school that they're at because of that. Cause I was like, look, I don't want to like leave my kids all the time. So like, what I'm saying? If I go somewhere, I take them with me. And it's a really cool thing. They've, love Paris for that reason. They love like different parts of they've been to Germany, they've been to like Vietnam, they've been to like different places, Australia. And that's a completely different thing, that the world is much smaller than it was to me whenever I was a kid, because they've been to these places, and not everybody can afford to do these big trips. Right. So it's like really awesome to do the cruise because you get to on a boat and you get to go to all these different ports and like completely different cultures that you're immersed in. And I don't know, it's just like a no-brainer, like the whole Giving Joy campaign. So, and then I think it's cool. Like Elvis, I know, there, you can like nominate like right now.
Yes.
Until I'm remembering, it's like May, I can't remember when it is, June something, but that you can nominate
June
your
3rd.
favorite teacher. June 3rd, that's what it is.
Right.
And you can nominate your favorite teacher, and Norwegian, they're giving literally like 100 cruises away to teachers. And I think it's really cool, one, just to do that for like these teachers, because one, they are so underappreciated, undervalued, and deserve it. But two, it's cool because a student has to nominate you. So that's like not like your peers nominating. That's like people that you're actually changing their lives. It's like, this
Right.
teacher matters so much to me that I think this would be a cool thing to do for them. And I think that's a really special thing too.
Again, we're with Kelly Clarkson. Kelly, how excited are you about the Norwegian Cruise Line Giving Joy campaign?
I'm excited about it. One, because it's a beautiful thing to do for someone, but especially for teachers. Like, it's just an incredibly giving job, incredibly selfless job. So it's a really cool thing to not only give them something special, but also just once again, put that spotlight on these people that are like true heroes in our society, that are totally underpaid, and really give so much of themselves. So it's nice for like, it's like a double whammy. You get to give them something special, but you also get to remind people like, hey, these teachers are working hard. And I know all these parents out there during this last 2 years of being online Zoom school from hell. They now are seeing like, this is not easy. Like it was a nice like reminder, for everybody. And now that it's over and we're able to get our lives back, it's like really incredible to give them the gift of travel, because we weren't able to travel for so long.
Well, I tell you exactly how to nominate your favorite teacher, and you don't have to be a student. You can be the parent of a student, and you really appreciate your students, your kid's educator. Through June 3rd, you can go to nclgivingjoy.com. You nominate, vote for a deserving educator in your life, and the top 100 that are nominated will join us in Galveston on Norwegian Prima. You'll perform for them, and we'll actually give away some cash actually to help out one of those educators, teachers, schools as well. It's a really incredible program.
Yeah.
And there's so many layers to it. You can learn, like I said, everything you need to know at nclgivingjoy.com. And I know that you didn't invite me to join you for the Galveston thing, but I'm inviting myself. So there's that.
No, you should. Everybody's like, when are you going to do a show? And I'm like, can you make it to this event? I'm like, I haven't done a show in so long, right? So it's actually really exciting for us too, because we have been pretty much doing the talk show, right? Or the American Song Contest. So I've been locked here. So we haven't really done a show in a while. So I'm really excited that it's like for something special that is a connection for me too. So it's gonna be a good time, and it's in Texas, so that's fun.
Yeah, you get to go home. Galveston, the old Galvez Hotel. Remember that old place?
Dude, that's like where Texans go to vacation. That or like Corpus Christi.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? Another reason why we're so excited to be joining Kelly in this program is, well, the personal aspect as well. Your mother was an educator, or still is, maybe. I don't know. She retired. Do you remember a teacher you had growing up that you still think of today from time to time, and you're still inspired?
Oh my gosh. I fortunately had several that were amazing. I do remember Mr. Allard, sorry. Mr. Allard was AP US history, and I was just slammed, and I'll never forget this moment because I was so slammed, and I had a problem with test taking. Like, I knew the information, but I also had a job at the time. I also was doing musicals at the time. I also was on student council at the time. There was just a lot going on, and my brain was just overloaded, and I was having a hard time with tests. And I've never been really good at tests, but I know things. It's just something happens to me, and a lot of kids are like that. So it was awesome because I was like, I came to the study period like right before this big test that like really mattered. And he literally sat there, and we just had a conversation about all the stuff that we were going over. And at the end of it, he was like, Kelly, I literally didn't give you any information. Like, you knew it. You're just more conversational about it. Something happens with you with the test. And he was like, but you know the information. Anyway, so I ended up taking the test. And I think having that conversation like beforehand, like really helped me. And honestly, he did change my test for me in a way, because I think it's really important when teachers recognize that. And it's a hard thing to do, because there's like 26 to 30 of us, how many, whatever community you're in, how many of our kids are in there, but there's so many kids in the class, you can't really cater to them all individually all the time. But he took the time and realized like I was swamped and I was such a hard worker and I was really trying. And we had all this conversation. He knew I knew the facts, and he really he literally changed my test like for me to where I would answer it like, and I knew. And it just really was important and it mattered. And it was really cool for me to pay that forward one day too, to like, not everybody learns the same, even with my kids, like they're so different. And sometimes when teachers, like they're exhausted, okay, like it's an incredibly difficult job and it's a selfless job. And so to take the time to do that really like stuck in my brain.
My son's math teacher, who he doesn't even have this semester, knew he was struggling with a new class. He actually tutored him on a weekend. He got on the Zoom and he says, log in. I'm going to help you out this weekend. And he took time on his weekend to help him. It wasn't even his teacher at the time. It was the coolest thing.
So nice. People think they know what it is and they don't. You have no idea. And having a mother that was an educator, you have no idea the time, like, and things change. And then you have to abide by these systematic like test taking things that are in play. And then you have to try and help the kids that aren't like, it's just a very hard thing. And it's always changing. They're always in workshops in the summer. They're always doing stuff. It's
and they spend their own money. How many times they spend their own money on stuff?
There's no budget. Like there's no, which is crazy to me. Yeah.
That's why we're always donating our money to like Donors Choose and great organizations like that. By the way, just the name, what's the name of the teacher you were just talking about for a while?
His full name is Brad Allard. But it was Mr. Allard. He's super cool.
Well, let's bring him on a cruise. Come on. Why not? Why not? Hey, it's Kelly. We haven't talked in a while.
I haven't talked to him in years. I don't even know where he's at.
What a surprise. Again, Kelly Clarkson is here. Of course, one of our co-godparents with Norwegian Cruise Lines. We'll be joining Kelly on Norwegian Prima, our newest, most beautiful Italian line in Galveston for our Giving Joy celebration. If you want to nominate your favorite educator, do it now. You've got till June 3rd at nclgivingjoy.com. They could be winning a trip with us and they could be watching Kelly performing on board. Kelly, thank you so much. This is so cool. We'll keep pushing. We'll keep pushing for people to vote for their favorite teachers. And anytime you want to bring some music to us or whatever, you know, we're always here for you. Okay.
I know I miss you. I haven't talked to you in so long.
I know you know what, you're just like, it's still in high school. You still have so many things going on. You're way too busy. You have too much extra curriculum.
No, you know, I'm telling you right now, I turned 40 and I was like, you know what, I'm giving myself for 40. I literally said no to everything this summer. Like I will not do anything this summer. So since I was 16 years old, I haven't had a summer off. This is my first summer off. So I am taking time. So
Kelly Clarkson, thank you so much for being with us. Again, vote for your favorite teacher. They would join us in Galveston on board Norwegian Prima. Vote now, vote often at nclgivingjoy.com. Thank you, Kelly. Have a beautiful day today.
Thanks, Kelly.
Absolutely. Y'all as well. God bless.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.